My name is Steve Sleeper. I'm the Executive Director of the Professional Beauty Association. I love the industry and I love what I do because I love seeing hairdressers elevate their game. And I think we deserve better recognition in the eyes of the consumer. So I think that's what PBA is all about. It's about elevating the profession. Personally, I am a loyal family man. I have 3 amazing kids and a wonderful wife who's a hairdresser. And what gets me going is motorcycles and things with 2 wheels and anything with an engine in it. So I am a gearhead. So I started with PBA on the finance side. My training is as an accountant, so started in one aspect of the business, learned a lot about what we did, started to really have a strong desire to know more and to see the association go further, and it just became something that I really wanted to spend my time and my career in. So it sort of advanced like a lot of people do. You start one place, you see opportunities, you see other avenues, and if you're smart about it, you manage your career, right? You're proactive in those choices, and you look to figure out ways to not only advance your career, but leave an impact on the organization you're with. So it's been an amazing journey. It's hard to believe it's been 20 years. I just celebrated 20 years. So that's what's shocking, that 20 years has gone by. And when you love what you do, it doesn't seem like a lot of time. So I feel fortunate. At PBA, we represent lots of different parts of the industry, manufacturers and distributors and salon owners and stylists. And I've learned something from, a little bit from every part of the industry that I've worked with. And we have a volunteer board of directors, and we have volunteers who come from all those different aspects. So it's very interesting to me to see you learn something unique and different from each of them. And I think working closely with people who you aspire to be like, who impress you, right, with the things they've done in their career, those are important cues for you to pick up on to say, hey, I need to see what they're doing. I need to get close to them. And call it a mentor, call it someone who's aspirational, call it a goal-setting person, someone who drives you to better your game. I think that's critical. Otherwise, it's easy to get stuck, sort of plateaued. And it takes someone to help, I think, sometimes to nudge you forward. So you've got to be thinking about that. That's how you advance, and that's how you move forward. PBA, a trade association, a professional society, whatever label you want to put on it, really is like the real representation of what is, I think, a lot of virtual communities online. PBA manifests itself, I think, in a real face-to-face, a real live environment. And that networking, the opportunity for our members to come together, to learn from each other, to network, to pick each other's brains. We do a lot of meetings and big events. Sometimes the most powerful part of those events it's the meeting after the meeting, right? It's the encounters in the hallway. It's the networking over lunch or breakfast or the bar having a drink after hours. So those are really important opportunities for people to find new ideas, to get inspiration. You've got to constantly be learning, right? And I think what we do is provide a way for people to do that in a very neutral way. We represent the industry, not any one particular part. We don't represent any one particular brand. We're sort of like Switzerland, right? We're a gathering point for the industry to come together and to talk about ideas and help advance the industry. So the Professional Beauty Association, I think, has a lot of awareness, but sometimes people know us through about our programs and the things we do versus about PBA, the Professional Beauty Association itself. So people might know us about our event, our International Salon and Spa Expo in Long Beach. They might know us from the North American Hairstyling Awards, which is our event. They might know us through our Beacon program, which is a student program that we put together. They might know about some of our other competitions. So we do a lot of different things, but the things that I think are most important for the industry that we do are the stuff no one ever sees. And that really tends to be a lot about government regulations. And for our salon and spa owners and stylists, it's about licensing. There's been a lot of brouhaha around state licensing and why it's not great and why it should go away. And we're actively in that fight right now to really work on advocating for our licensed professionals to have that right to continue to work, to make sure that people are trained and they're professional, they're not going to harm someone. And there's a standard to be maintained, and a lot of people don't see it that way. So we're there fighting each and every day, and we're also working proactively to help clean up some of that stuff. There are some issues in licensing. There are a lot of disparities that we think can be changed so that it's easier for hairdressers to move from state to state, easier for hairdressers to understand what those requirements are going to be. One of the other big things that the Professional Beauty Association does is we have a lot of charitable efforts. And these are sort of the heart and soul of the association from the standpoint of giving back to those communities. Whether it's our disaster relief fund, where we try and help people with some short-term cash infusions if they've got a natural disaster in their area. We've got an amazing program called Cut It Out, which is about helping salon owners and stylists become sort of that frontline identifier of domestic violence and then referring people to resources so they can get some help. Our Look Good, Feel Better involvement with our friends at the American Cancer Society and the Personal Care Products Council, where we really help people who are going through cancer treatment understand how to use wigs and makeup, and we're proud to be a part of that because our licensed cosmetologists are the ones who lead that. So we have some great charitable efforts that really, I think, give back to communities, and that's PBA's way of giving back as well. I think folks are sort of at that point in their lives or their careers and they're sort of looking for what's next and they're just not sure where to go. Look, I think getting engaged with your industry, and that can mean a lot of different things. And obviously, selfishly for me, I'd say, come to PBA. There's lots of avenues and lots of channels, but it doesn't have to be. It's getting connected to your peers. It's attending industry events. It's reading the things about the industry that are happening, so you get re-energized, right? It's easy to get off on an island and not feel connected anymore, and I think that's what you got to do. You got to bring it back, right? There was a reason why you got involved in the industry to begin with. You need to rekindle that sort of passion. It's a strong, strong community, and if you don't stay close to it, you can feel like you're off on your own. So get out there and get involved in whatever industry aspect that may be. Trade show, event, education event, networking event, giving back in some charitable way through a program that's supported by the industry. You name it, something's out there that'll get you feeling like, hey, you know what, I love this industry and there's a reason why I'm doing this. There's plenty of opportunities.